This is the A2B Octave, and if it looks a lot like the A2B Metro, that's because it basically is. A2B was acquired by Hero Eco and combined with Fast Forward, and they've gone through and sort of updated all the bikes, and I'm going to take you through this and just talk about where it's been improved and give you an overall idea of what the bike is like. So this is actually one of the very first mainstream electric bikes. It got a lot of attention. It looks great. It's got front and rear suspension. Just kind of this European, almost like a Vespa or something like that. And it actually rides a lot like a Vespa because it doesn't have pedal assist. It's just, there's a twist throttle right there. There's a really big motor in the rear and a very sturdy frame. Even the seat is kind of styled like that. So let's get into it. This big motor is a 500 watt gearless rear hub motor, and gearless just means that it's going to be a little bit quieter. It offers a little bit of regenerative braking capacity, and they don't really advertise that, but that is one of the benefits of gearless hubs. And it's just, there's fewer things to wear out. Now, it doesn't offer quite as much torque as a geared hub motor would, but at 500 watts, like, that's a lot of power. So it's got quite a bit of torque, and it'd carry, I think it does really well, like going up hills or on the flats. It's a pretty solid motor, and it combines with the A battery, which is actually built into the down tube here, and this is a 36 volt 9 amp hour battery, and this bike actually also has the B battery added on. Now this is sort of optional, and see, it's got a handle, you could slide it off, so if you pay a little bit extra you get that second battery. And the idea is that each battery might take you 25, 35 miles depending on how you're handling it and the conditions and your weight and everything. And if you combine them, now that we're talking about 50, 60 miles range. And the way that it all works is you just stick the key in here and then you select a battery. I'm going to select the A battery, and then there we go. Little speedometer lights up here, and you can switch between miles per hour or kilometers per hour. It's got a trip meter there. So just, real simple, all integrated right there. That's one of the improvements. The original A2B bikes sort of had this like key module and everything right here on the down tube, so you can imagine your foot would you're stepping on the bike and it'd kick that. That was kind of a bummer. So that's an upgrade there. The tires on this thing, you might have noticed, they're super wide, and they're actually a lot thicker than when this bike initially premiered from A2B. They're on 20-inch rims, and what that does is gives you sort of this clearance for actually utilizing these shocks, so the wheel can go up and down without hitting the down tube or your feet if you're pedaling, and there's actually leeway in the back for the same thing while still carrying that extra battery pack. Now the cool thing about this bike is that it rides so smooth and quiet, and part of that is because it's all welded together. Like, there's no bolt on. I guess this is directly bolted down, but it's not like it's got all these tubing everywhere, like a lot of electric bikes. So that's really cool when you're riding along. And it's got that front and rear light, and you can see that they're actually integrated right in. They power off of the batteries, and so if you charge the bike, the lights are going to work. You don't have to worry about running out of batteries. It's got front and rear fenders, which is super cool, and 7 speeds to choose from when you're pedaling. So let's go and take a ride test. There we go. Now I should say, I'll be right back. I should say that when you're pedaling this thing, it's an 80-pound bike. So you're pedaling along, it's a little bit heavy, but as soon as you twist that throttle, here we go, just takes off. There we go. So I'm gonna put you back by the motor there, and you can listen for the sound. You can't even hear it. I mean, the motor's basically silent, and that's because it's gearless. It's one of the benefits there. A lot of torque, just powering along right now, no problem. And it's got a lot of stopping power too. Woo, like skidded a little bit there. The stopping power is attributed to that big oversized BB5 disc brake that you can see right there at the bottom of this nice shock. So again, just having the front and rear shocks, having this nice frame, it does make it a little bit more challenging to lock up sometimes. You might want to go like right through here just so you know if you're leaving this outside. But generally speaking, this is a really high-end bike. This is the A2B Octave. Again, I really like the seat. It's a little bit more expensive, but it offers quite a bit of power and good range, some nice upgrade options, including mirrors that you can put on this thing and some rear rack accessories. For the full written review, pictures and comments and stuff, check out ElectricBikeReview.com. I'll see you there.